Talk about a crusher. Yes! Oh! Are you kidding me? And gone!
Welcome back to the Schoolyard Sports Lane Frank podcast. I'm the host of this podcast, Lane Frank. We're now at episode number 45. Yes, we're 45 episodes through, and there's so much to discuss in this action-packed episode. NFL preseason is rolling, MLB playoff race is on the way, and so much more. So stay tuned for Schoolyard Sports Lane Frank, episode number 45. Let's hop into it. Now, let's start with episode number 45. How we always do with our headlines in the NFL. We've got a lot to unpack, people, all right? I want to start off in New Orleans where we've got Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is the best quarterback on this roster, okay? He is. Jameis Winston had an amazing preseason so far. In the little time he played last year, looked amazing, okay? Taysom Hill, you can say Taysom Hill had more passing yards in that game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, I mean, Jameis Winston only played one quarter, was 9 of 10, and a touchdown, everybody, okay? Can't get much better than 90% completion percentage in the NFL, everybody. Okay? Coming from a quarterback who threw 30 interceptions in one season, Jameis Winston has improved so much. Come a long way from Bruce Arians' air raid offense to Sean Payton's balanced offense. All right? Jameis Winston deserves to be the starter of this team, and I think he will be the starter of this team. Sean Payton, don't take Taysom out. All right? You chose Taysom Hill last year. All right? You got you a couple wins, but you play against easy teams. They weren't big wins. He lost against Jaylen Hurts in his first career game. All right? Just a thing to think about. Jameis Winston is the best quarterback in the Saints roster. He should be the starting quarterback of this team, and I think he is. All right, let's go over to another quarterback battle. Cam Newton and Mac Jones, everybody. Okay, Cam Newton looked great, stellar in his last preseason performance against the Eagles, but who else did? Mac Jones, everybody. Mac Jones looked amazing. All right, Mac Jones is going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL. I think he has a chance to maybe be the best rookie quarterback. I'll talk about another rookie quarterback in the headlines, but if he starts the whole season, the Patriots are making the playoffs, okay? They got an offense of Mac Jones, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, an improved offensive line, okay? New receivers, all right? This is going to be an interesting team. They got Nelson Aguilar on outside, all right? Just an interesting thing to think about. Mac Jones deserves to be the star of this team. If I was Bill Belichick or Robert Kraft right now, I'd say, let's not go with Cam Newton to start the season, all right? Let's just test out Mac Jones. A lot of people are saying, what about Andy Dalton not starting over Justin Fields? Let's make Justin Fields starter in Chicago. No, I don't like that at all, okay? I really don't. Justin Fields is not an NFL-ready quarterback yet, right? Yeah, he's been shining out in preseason against third-string defenses, maybe even worse, all right? And he's been out with a good offense, Justin Fields, all right? Andy Dalton deserves to be the starter of the team, and he is, and so does Mac Jones deserve to be the starter of this team. Now, one more thing I want to talk about in the NFL in the headlines is Zach Wilson, everybody. Okay, Zach Wilson looked amazing, all right? Against the Green Bay Packers. His first game against the Giants looked pretty good, showed a lot of flashes. That's what's going to be Zach Wilson this season. That's what's going to be with all these rookie quarterbacks. It's going to be flashes, all right? They're not going to throw for 50 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's going to be flashes, everybody. It's going to be those quick money plays, all right? It's going to be maybe a 30-touchdown, 12-interception season from Zach Wilson, which would be amazing. That's what I expect out of him, all right? I expect him to have a better rookie season than Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, Zach Wilson will have the best rookie season out of any quarterback in this draft class. He won't be the best rookie when it's all said and done. That'll be Trevor Lawrence. But as of right now, who will have the best rookie season? I'm taking Zach Wilson, everybody. Okay, Jets are a better team than the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right? We were talking about Trevor Lawrence. He's got a good team. He's got Travis Etienne, a running back. Yeah, Travis Etienne broke his foot today. He's going to be out for the whole season. They got James Robinson, but still, just Travis Etienne would have been his security blanket all season. Now he doesn't have him. All right, a not-so-great offensive line. The Jets got Mekhi Becton and Elijah Tucker, everybody. All right, this is a good team, the New York Jets. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're a good team, all right? They're not going to be excellent this year. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win 10 games. But they might win 8 games. They might go 8-9, everybody. They might go 7-10. That's what I'm expecting out of the New York Jets this year. I'm expecting a Justin Herbert Chargers-like season out of this team, all right? Justin Herbert and the Chargers didn't have the best season last year, didn't make the playoffs. They got 7 wins. That's what I'm expecting to have Zach Wilson in this team this year. Right? New head coach, you got Robert Saleh, you got a great offensive coordinator, Michael Flohr. Just an interesting thing to think about. Zach Wilson will have the best rookie season out of all these quarterbacks. So let's move to baseball, everybody, the MLB, where I've got a big thing to talk about. Right? Everybody, Miguel Cabrera, people are saying, he hit 500 home runs. Great accomplishment by Miguel Cabrera. Great accomplishment. But is it even a big accomplishment anymore? People are saying it is a major accomplishment. Just because 28 people have hit 500 home runs in their career doesn't demean the accomplishment. 500 home runs in a career is an excellent thing. Is a lock for the Hall of Fame, even if 400 wasn't a lock for the Hall of Fame already, everybody. Okay, Miguel Cabrera, the 20th player to ever hit for 500 home runs in an amazing way against the Toronto Blue Jays, everybody. Okay, got a standing ovation, even at Rodgers Center by the Blue Jays fans. Just Miguel Cabrera, an amazing career, everybody. Don't demean this accomplishment from him. People are saying, it's not a big accomplishment, 500 home runs anymore. It is, everybody. It is. Miguel Cabrera hit his 500th home run over the weekend. That's about it for the headlines this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, top 5, everybody. This week's top 5 is top 5 players in college football for the upcoming 2021 college football season. Number 5, Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State University, everybody. All right, it pains me to say, all right, Chris Olave is the best receiver in college football. Goes to Ohio State, sadly. All right, just one of the best players in college football. Was one of the best college football players in 2019. Definitely was one of the best college football players in 2020. And he's coming back for a senior year in 2021. Is going to be the 5th best player in college football. No debate about it. Number 4, Sam Howell, quarterback, North Carolina University, everybody. All right, it's progression over every single year. His freshman year at North Carolina balled out, all right? North Carolina didn't have high expectations. It was Mac Brown's first year. It was Sam Howell's freshman year. But they still played well. They made a good bowl game. Now, the next year, Sam Howell's sophomore year, everybody, all right, coming off of a big leap at his freshman year, North Carolina. People forget, North Carolina was one of the worst Power 5 teams in 2018, and Mac Brown picked up that team in 2019 and had an amazing season. Upset Miami in the second game of the season. Upset South Carolina in the first game of the season, which was a big win. North Carolina, South Carolina. Sam Howell's first game ever. Won that game. Then the next year, going a lot of momentum, everybody. A lot of momentum this season. Sam Howell brought this team to the number 5 ranked team in the country. Sadly lost to Florida State. This team was good this year. Made it to the Orange Bowl, lost to Texas A&M. Sam Howell had an amazing year. He is the 4th best player in college football, in my opinion. Has a lot of momentum going into this year. North Carolina, potential college football playoff contender. You never know. And, it's just North Carolina getting a lot better at football, everybody. Okay, it's always basketball story in North Carolina. They got their first 5-star in like 10 years the other day in North Carolina. Best player in the state of North Carolina they got. Defensive lineman, 5-star they got. North Carolina, Mac Brown's rebuilding this program, everybody, and Sam Howell's been a part of that. 4th best player in college football heading into the season. Number 3, Derek Stingley Jr., everybody. People are saying, whoa, why is he so low? People are having him at 2, some even at 1. I was thinking about putting him at 4 and Sam Howell at 3, but I'm going to put him at 3. Let me explain. Balled out his freshman year. Had an amazing freshman year like Sam Howell. Heading into his junior year. But his sophomore year, he won the national championship as a freshman at LSU. But it was an up and down year for LSU in 2020. And for him also, all right? He missed the first game of the season because he was sick in the hospital, all right? And then he could never really bounce back. He made an All-American team. Didn't deserve to. It was just an interesting thing to see. Didn't have an amazing season, but, his draft stock going into this season is going off of his freshman year, not so much his sophomore year. That's why I'm putting him at number 3 on this list. I think he's a chance to be a Heisman candidate, everybody, maybe even win the Heisman, Derek Stingley. But number 3, Derek Stingley Jr. Number 2, Kayvon Thibodeau, everybody, all right? Defensive end, Oregon. He says he's going to win the Heisman this year, and I don't doubt it. I really don't. I think he has a huge chance to win the Heisman this year, Kayvon Thibodeau. I was the number 1 ranked recruit in the 2018 class, okay? He was. Kayvon Thibodeau, an amazing player for Oregon, had a great season last year, had a good freshman year, going into his junior year, has the potential to be the number 1 pick, all right? I mean, the highest pick taken off the board that is no quarterback, I think could definitely be Kayvon Thibodeau. Even the number 1 pick if the Lions have the number 1 pick and they want to stick with Jared Goff. I think that could be Kayvon Thibodeau at that pick. All right, number 2, second best player in college football heading into next season, Kayvon Thibodeau. Number 1, all right, you expected everybody, Spencer Rattler. I still think Oklahoma is the best team in college football, despite what the AP preseason top 25 poll says, all right? They have them at number 2. But I'm putting Spencer Rattler at 1, everybody. I am. Spencer Rattler is an amazing player in college football. The best player in college football. And the best quarterback in college football. Not much more to be said. On the best team in college football, best player in college football, best quarterback in college football, Spencer Rattler. That's about for top 5 this week. Leave your top 5 in the comment section. Yeah, I didn't know, everybody. And this week's Did You Know? It's going on. Since Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold came in the league in 2018, the most interceptions thrown by a quarterback is Jameis Winston because he threw 30 in a season at 44. But after him, it's Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, everybody. Okay, Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. We always love to say, all right, give Sam Darnold another chance. Sam Darnold hasn't had a season in 5 years where he hasn't thrown double-digit interceptions. And that season, he didn't even play a full season. That season was 2015 college, and he threw 9 interceptions, everybody. All right, that pretty much is double digits. And Sam Darnold, we always say second chance. He was great in college. Was he really great in college? We're really basing his 2017 season. Like, he didn't have a great 2017 season. He wouldn't have been a first-round pick. based off of his 2017 season. They're based on a first-round pick off of his season before where he won the Rose Bowl, everybody. But he also threw 9 interceptions that season. That was the last season where he didn't throw double-digit interceptions. All I'm trying to say here is, everybody, Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, we love to give them a second chance. We love to talk about other great quarterbacks, very disciplined quarterbacks. Give Sam Darnold another chance in a new offense. Matt Rule's not going to change his interception problem, everybody. I'm not hanging on Sam Darnold here, but he's just born to throw interceptions. That's the same with Baker Mayfield, everybody. Did you know that? Leave that in the comment section. That's about everything you know this week. Now, training camp talks, everybody. I'm sad. Training camp talks coming to an end soon with the preseason training camp ending. But once that ends, we can do our regular scheduled Schoolyard Sports NFL game day. Everybody, but let's hop into training camp talks this week. First thing I want to talk about in training camp talks, I want to rank every single division in the NFL. I don't want to pick teams. I want to rank the divisions, okay? So, the first division off the board, the best division in the NFL, is the Nfc West. You got 4 potential playoff teams in that division. It's possible for all 4 to make the playoffs. But there are 4 potential playoff teams in that division. You got the 49ers, who I picked to make the conference championship. You got the Rams, the great defense, maybe the best defense in the NFL, and newly improved quarterback, Matthew Stafford. You got the Seahawks with one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Russell Wilson, Jamal Adams, DK Metcalf. And then you've got the Arizona Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, everybody. There's no doubt about it in my mind. This is the best division in the NFL, the NFC West. Number 2, the AFC North, everybody. AFC North, you've got the Bengals, the weak link of the division. You got the Browns, who made the playoffs last year. You got the Steelers, who made the playoffs last year. And you got the Ravens, who made the playoffs last year. That's 3 teams in the playoffs last year. 3 potential playoff teams in this division. Number 3, the AFC West, everybody. I see 4 potential playoff teams in this division. The Broncos could definitely make the playoffs with a new improved Drew Lock. The Raiders definitely with John Gruden. Right? John Gruden coming back with a new swag this year. Derek Carr, new running back, Kenyon Drake, everybody. They cut most of their offensive line, which is interesting. But Raiders can still be a good team. They got fans in the stands now at their new stadium, Allegiant Stadium. Just an interesting thing to think about. You obviously got the Kansas City Chiefs, and you got the muddy Los Angeles Chargers, everybody. I love me some Justin Herbert, and I love me some Drew Lock. AFC West is the 3rd best division in the NFL. Number 4, the AFC East, everybody. You got the New England Patriots, you got the New York Jets. Let's push them to this side, New York Jets. Sorry, New York Jets fans. And then you got the Buffalo Bills, maybe the best AFC team. And then you've got the Miami Dolphins, who were a sliver away from making the playoffs last year. They had 10 wins last year, and they didn't even make the playoffs. They're 4 games above 500, didn't make the playoffs. So this team can easily make the playoffs this year. All right, and then you got the New England Patriots. You obviously got the Buffalo Bills. This is the 4th best division in the NFL. Number 5, the NFC South, everybody. All right, New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees retired? Okay, but you got Jameis Winston, like I talked about earlier. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the best team in the NFL. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady. Okay, then you've got the Weaklings almost a little bit. That's why they're kind of down low on the list. If there were 2 better teams in this division, they'd probably be the best division in the NFL. But you got the Carolina Panthers, who aren't going to make the playoffs, led by Sam Darnold. They just aren't. And then you got the Atlanta Falcons, where Matt Ryan's going to throw for 400 yards a game. Calvin Ridley's going to have 100 yards. And they'll probably go 6-11, let's say. Yeah, that's why I'm putting the AFC South at number 5. The NFC South at number 5. Number 6, the NFC North, everybody. Okay, Green Bay Packers, playoff team. Detroit Lions, worst team in the NFL. One of the worst teams in the NFL. Chicago Bears, maybe can make the playoffs, but not Justin Fields' starting quarterback. And Andy Dalton's not going to show out, but he'll have a better year than Justin Fields, in my opinion. All right, so you've already got the Green Bay Packers, you've already got the Detroit Lions, and you got the Chicago Bears, and then you got the Minnesota Vikings in there, everybody, who can definitely make the playoffs. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Everson Griffin coming back, and you got one of the best running backs in the NFL, Dalvin Cook. That's why I'm putting the NFC North as the 6th best division in the NFL. Number 7, the AFC South, everybody. Okay, maybe the worst division in the NFL, or one of the worst divisions in the NFL. You probably can guess who the worst division in the NFL is. NFC East. But AFC South is one of the worst divisions in the NFL, 2nd worst division in the NFL. All right, Houston Texans is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Jacksonville Jaguars probably going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Tennessee Titans and Indianapolis Colts both can make the playoffs this year. Both made the playoffs last year. But just the thinking of having 2 of the worst teams in the NFL in your division, that's why I'm putting them at number 7. Number 8, okay, if NFL did it like divisions like how the NBA did it, no NFC East teams would have made the playoffs last year. And I think the Dallas Cowboys make the playoffs out of the NFC East this year, but with not a stellar record, everybody, okay? NFC East was the worst division of all time pretty much last year, and I don't expect them to be much better this year. They won't be as bad as they were last year, but they won't be the NFC Beast this year. They'll still be the NFC least. That's why I'm ranking the NFC East as the 8th best division in the NFL, the worst division in the NFL, everybody, the NFC East. Now, I want to talk about fantasy football here, everybody. For all you fantasy football fans, I want to name 3 more fantasy football players who should pick up your fantasy football draft. Number 1, Keenan Allen, everybody. He's not going to drop 45 points a week, but he'll get you a consistent 15 points a week. Justin Herbert's going to throw him a touchdown every single week. He's going to maybe throw him 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. He's going to have an amazing season, Keenan Allen, especially if you're in a PPR league. Take him with your 2nd or 3rd round pick, Keenan Allen. He's worth it. Going to get you 15 points a week consistently. He's not going to have a week where he's going to have no points, 5 points. He's going to get you consistent 15 points. That's Keenan Allen for you. Second player on this list, Michael Carter. Everybody, you're thinking, who in the world is Michael Carter? Mike Carter had the 4th most rushing yards in college football last year, everybody, at North Carolina. Had more words than Javonte Williams, his teammate, went in the 2nd round. Michael Carter may be one of the best steals of the draft, in real draft, NFL draft. Went in the 4th round, 2nd pick of the 4th round, to the New York Jets. Just an interesting thing to think about. Michael Carter, an amazing player. He's going to be big for the New York Jets this year, especially if they're in the red zone. Jets won't get in the red zone much this year, but if they are, they're on the 1-yard line. Mike Carter's going to get the ball. He's going to get a lot of touchdowns this year if he plays. And I do expect him to be starting running back this team. They still got Tevin Coleman in there, but Michael Carter's going to be a good running back this team this year. He is. You should definitely consider picking him up in your fantasy football draft. That's about it for Training Camp Talks this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Everybody, all the top 100 NFL lists are being released this week, alright? It's that time of year where the top 100 NFL lists are being released. Patrick Mahomes number 1, a lot of controversy over Russell Wilson being number 12 on some lists, but I want to make my own list. And let's not do the top 100. Let's do the top 10, everybody. The more interesting top 10. Let's hop into it. Number 1, everybody, the best player in the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL since he entered the league. Patrick Mahomes, everybody. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. No debate about it. Number 2, Aaron Donald, the best defensive player we've seen this decade, and the last decade. Aaron Donald, an amazing defensive player, the best defensive player in the NFL. Number 2, Aaron Donald. Number 3, the reigning Super Bowl champion. Actually, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady. You can say, whoa, why is Tom Brady so high? Why is he ahead of Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP? You want to know why? Because he's won 7 Super Bowls, and he just won a Super Bowl, everybody, over Aaron Rodgers, beating him in the NFC Conference Championship game. That's all I gotta say. All right, Tom Brady is the 3rd best player in the NFL. No debate about it. People forget. Tom Brady threw 40 touchdowns and only 12 interceptions last year. He is not washed. He won the Super Bowl last year, Tom Brady. That's deserving to be a top 3 player in the NFL. Tom Brady, number 3. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers, everybody. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, like I just said, he's coming off an MVP, everybody. He threw 50 touchdowns. He deserves to be the 4th best player in the NFL, at least. Aaron Rodgers, the 4th best player in the NFL. Number 5, and the only receiver on this list, you can debate me on it, the best receiver in the NFL, it's Davante Adams. All right, Davante Adams had the best season last year. Last time we did a top 5 wide receivers list, I'm pretty sure I put Davante Adams at number 1. Yes, Davante Adams is the 5th best player in the NFL. You can't debate me on it. Davante Adams is the 5th best player in the NFL. Number 6, Christian McCaffrey, everybody. All right, on some list, I saw one list that said Christian McCaffrey is the 33rd best player in the NFL. I can't think of 32 players that are better than Christian McCaffrey. I really can't. I can't believe that some offensive lineman like Frank Ragnow could be ahead of Christian McCaffrey. I really don't. I'm putting Christian McCaffrey as the 6th best player in the NFL, the best running back in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey. Number 7, Myles Garrett, everybody, the 2nd best defense player in the NFL. TJ Watt's cringing, saying, whoa, I should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year. Now I'm getting snubbed from this list. I'm just kidding, but Myles Garrett, his division rival, is the 7th best player in the NFL, Myles Garrett. Number 8, Jaylen Ramsay, everybody. One word, value. Jaylen Ramsey's value is one of the highest in the NFL. Best defensive back in the NFL. There's no debating about it. If he was on the market today, pretty much every team who could afford him would go after him. Jaylen Ramsey doesn't carry too much baggage. Jaylen Ramsey, the 8th best player in the NFL. Can't debate me on. Number 9, and the last quarterback on this list, Russell Wilson, everybody. All right, I'm not going to go crazy and put him at 12, but Russell Wilson really hasn't lived up to the expectations of his career after he made 2 straight Super Bowls. Right? He's still had an amazing career, but he hasn't made it to a conference championship game since the last time he made a Super Bowl, everybody. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. 9th best player in the NFL, Russell Wilson. 10th and last, all right? Another running back on this list, I'm sorry. Derrick Henry, everybody. I'm sorry, Derrick Henry, for not putting you ahead of Christian McCaffrey. But I really don't believe you're a better running back in the NFL than Christian McCaffrey. But I'm still putting you as a top 10 player in the NFL. Number 10, Derrick Henry really has burst onto the scene these past 2 years. He really has. I didn't think he would have a good season last year. He shocked me. All right, had the most rushing yards in NFL history by a running back. Number 10, Derrick Henry. And the last player on this list, that's about for my top 10 players in the NFL. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Alright, but what lane would I take? We haven't done what lane would I take in what seems like forever, but we're bringing it back this week. No more my GM at. Let's say, what lane would I take if I was the GM of the Los Angeles Angels, everybody? Okay, would I get rid of all my star players? Would I ship Shohei Ohtani over to the Mariners, over to the Yankees, any other team, and just keep on a Mike Trout, Anthony, maybe trade Anthony Rendon? But the lane I would take is, I wouldn't do that. This is the lane I would take, everybody. Okay, I would make it my top priority to re-sign Shohei Ohtani, everybody. All right, Shohei Ohtani is one of the best players in MLB, has a chance to be the greatest baseball player of all time. You can debate me on it. He has a chance to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, Shohei Ohtani. Can't debate me on that. You got to re-sign him. All right, you already got Anthony Rendon and Mike Trout. Keep Anthony Rendon, all right? I know he signed to a huge contract, has pretty much been a bust so far in his Angels tenure, and is not for the rest of the season. You're not going to make the playoffs this year with Mike Trout being injured. Just interesting thing to think about. Mike Trout, you got to keep on to him. You already signed him for 10 more years, it seems like. All right, you're not going to lose him in free agency. It doesn't seem like. You're not going to trade him, all right? You're not going to trade him. That's the lane I would take, to not trade the superstars, to go after the superstars. And here's the area I would go after for the superstars, everybody. All right, I would build on more pitching. Yeah, you got Shohei Ohtani. Who else? Trade Andrew Heaney. All right, let's see the free agent market for pitchers this year, everybody, for free agents. It's Carlos Rendon, who seems like he's thrown 10 billion one-hitters this year, right? Just had an amazing season so far, Carlos Rodon. And you got Kevin Gausman. Right, Kevin Gausman having the best season of his career, Carlos Rodon having the best season of his career. You got Noah Syndergaard in free agency, but you better not take him from my New York Mets. I don't think you take him from my New York Mets. But see you get Kevin Gausman or Carlos Rodon. That's a playoff team. That's maybe a World Series team next year, because you got a good team. You got to go after a new catcher. But you got Shohei Ohtani as a starting pitcher. You got Anthony Rendon at third base. And you got Mike Trout in the outfield with maybe Carlos Rendon or Kevin Gausman in that rotation next to Shohei Ohtani. That is a playoff team, in my opinion. No debate about it. That's the lane I would take if I was the GM of the Los Angeles Angels. If you were the GM of the Los Angeles Angels, what would you do? Leave your answer in the comment section. Now, best for last question. This week's question is, who is the worst quarterback from the 2018 NFL Draft? We're talking first round here. Is it Lamar Jackson? Definitely not. He's already won MVP. Is it Josh Allen? Probably not, because he just led his team to the conference championship game. Is Baker Mayfield number one pick? You could say so. Or is it Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, everybody? All right? It might be Josh Rosen. Everybody already on his fifth team in the NFL, it seems like. Got caught by the San Francisco 49ers, signed with the Atlanta Falcons the other day. But my pick is Josh Rosen. Is your pick Sam Darnold? Is it someone else? Leave your answer in the comment section. I always thought Josh Rosen was never getting a fair opportunity, but now I'm coming to think about it. He is the worst quarterback from the 2018 NFL Draft class. Leave your answer in the comment section. That's the perfect question this week. That's about for Schoolyard Sports with Land Frank, episode number 45. Thank you for tuning in. Follow Schoolyard Sports on Instagram at Schoolyard Sports. Follow Schoolyard Sports on Twitter at Schoolyard Sport. Follow Schoolyard Sports on TikTok at Schoolyard Sports. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review for the best sports content in the world. We'll be back here next week, episode number 46. Stay tuned.